Why isn't a helmet just a helmet? Now, in performance cycling, there is a lid out there for every kind of discipline, whether that be cross-country mountain bike racing, downhill, road, or time trials. This video is to help you understand the differences between specialist helmet types. From ventilation and aerodynamics to fit and features, you will understand the details which make each helmet different from the next and how to buy the right one for you. So before we delve into the different types of helmets, I wanted to touch on safety, because ultimately that's why we buy helmets, isn't it? Every helmet should come marked with CE, which means it conforms to a European standard for safety. So whether you're spending £30 or £300, you can guarantee it's fit for purpose. To make comparisons clear in this video, I'm going to show you 5 helmets from one brand, Met. Now, with a range of prices and purposes, you'll be able to see how one company applies design and technology to create a different helmet for every discipline. I'll start by comparing Met's Rivale and the Trenta 3K Carbon. Now, as you can see, both of these helmets pack a ton of vents, 16 for the Rivale and 19 for the Trenta 3K Carbon, to keep air circulating around your head to keep you cool on those hot days when you're working really hard. Ventilating a helmet, like making an aero, is a scientific enterprise, and there's more technology in it than you might think. Now, both of these helmets benefit from Met's NACA crown, which creates a Venturi effect. Now, this essentially means it draws air in through these top vents here, pushes it over your scalp, and sends it out these exhausts at the back, keeping you cooler for longer. Now, if we talk more specifically about the Rivale for a second, for a mid-range helmet, it's sleek and it's fit for purpose. There's plenty of venting, there's an aerodynamic shape, and it's a featherweight at only 230 grams, meaning those days that you're suffering in the mountains, the only thoughts of carrying additional weight are going to be the amount you ate the night before. At £270, the Trenta 3K Carbon is a lid which fits into the world of marginal gains seamlessly, and it could be the difference between winning and losing at the highest level of racing. It was designed and created in collaboration with the world's best riders, and it's in use in the World Tour today on the heads of UAE Team Emirates, winning all over the world, most notably in the Grand Tours and the Monuments. It obviously approaches from the same direction in terms of its purpose as the Rivale, but it knocks even more weight off, tipping the scales at just 215 grams. So this is achieved through this pimped out carbon skeleton, and it's something which is only going to fill you with confidence in that unfortunate event of a fall. Most top-of-the-range helmet brands will offer some kind of reinforcing structure to their helmets, which will satisfy the needs for low weight for those experienced riders while maintaining a safe helmet at all times. So aerodynamics naturally improve with the price of a product. While the Rivale is very, very good, the Trenta, this is exceptional. It offers 7% improvement in aerodynamics while riding on the hoods at 45 km an hour. So when it comes to fit, both of these helmets has washable anti-allergenic pads and a 360-degree belt type fit, which holds your head securely via this ratchet at the back here. What sets the Trenta apart from the Rivale is the number of options it has for a precise fit, offering 4 vertical adjustments and 2 horizontal adjustments. And for all of you with ponytails out there, well, it has options to put your ponytail through the back as well. If what you are looking for is absolute straight line speed, like you'd get in a criterium or a very flat, fast road race, then you should be looking for a helmet with far more of a closed shell structure with fewer vents. Helmet manufacturers used to tackle this by offering a shell to an already vented helmet, until UCI rule changes meant that helmets had to be a one-piece design. So this has forced manufacturers to completely rethink their helmet designs. They still have the super vented helmet for those hot days in the mountains, yet now they have a fit-for-purpose, dedicated, closed-shell aero helmet for those fast days on the bike where every second counts. So the solution for this is this closed-shell aero helmet from Met, the Manta. It's sleek, fast, and it's lightweight at only 200 grams. For a closed shell helmet, which obviously is going to be far less effective at ventilating your head compared to the Trenta, believe it or not, it actually has 13 vents, 7 of which are on the front. However, they are very, very narrow to maximise aerodynamics at all times, and the other 6 are on the rear in the exhaust system to help suck away hot air off your head. So while the Manta suffers marginally on ventilation in comparison to the Trenta and the Rivale, aerodynamically though, this is Met's go-to helmet for all of those speed demons out there, offering 4% increase in aerodynamic efficiency while sprinting on the drops at 60 kilometers an hour while comparing it to your average road aero helmet. Now that is quite some saving. So when it comes to fit, the Manta utilises the same fitting system as is in the Rivale, the Safety Advanced. Now there is one small difference. The Manta also offers a cooling strip for the front of the helmet to go in place of the anti-allergenic pads, as is standard in Met helmets. Now I think this is a super cool feature for a helmet which is very, very aero, which suffers a little bit on ventilation. This is Met's way of adding a little bit more to keep your head cool on those hot days. Right, so those speed demons I just mentioned, you didn't think you could get any faster? Well, think again. Road helmets, maybe not, but TT helmets on the other hand, that is just a can of worms which is about to be opened. Time trialling is a massive market in the UK, as most of you will know, with people investing more time, money and energy into aerodynamic testing, optimizing position, equipment, clothing and helmets. The industry is booming, however some would say it always has. So this dated back to 1890 when, believe it or not, road racing was actually banned in the UK. Now it persisted into the 1950s, which is some time to do without competitive racing against your mates. So as a way to tackle this, the cycling fraternity, they took to the roads early in the morning, they were racing over set distances, and the quickest over that distance was declared the winner. Now that was time trialling in the UK born. So if TT is your thing, or you just have a passion for speed, then there are 2 types of helmet on the market today to satisfy your needs. We have a long tail one and a short tail one. So neither one is better than the other, they just have specific purposes. So the only way I thought to be able to compare these 2 was to do it together. Both of these helmets are priced at £270. They both have magnetic visors. They both borrow tech from Met's top-of-the-range road helmets when it comes to fit. And they weigh in at 370 grams for the Coda Tronca and 350 grams for the Drone. So like road helmets, having fit-for-purpose TT helmets is also a thing. Now, depending on how you ride and what terrain you're riding on, will also depend on the helmet which is best suited to you. So, for example, somebody who rides a lot with their head down and cannot maintain position, the Coda Tronca with the shorter tail will offer you far better freedom of movement while maintaining that aerodynamic efficiency at all times. The long tail aero lid, on the other hand, as aerodynamic as it is only aerodynamic while it's horizontal and level with your back. As soon as you move the helmet out of position and the tail pops up, it actually becomes an aerodynamic hindrance and it will slow you down far greater than even if you had a standard road helmet on. So typically, shorter people tend to struggle that little bit more when it comes to optimizing their TT position. More often than not, that's down to body shape and not being able to get low enough. And if you take Domenico Pozzovivo, for example, he's one of the shortest riders in the pro peloton, and he practically sits bolt upright on his TT bike. So although at 5'8", I am actually that little bit taller than Pozzovivo, for me, I still struggled with optimizing my TT position, and I had to resort to using a shorter tail. Now this allowed me to maximize my aerodynamics while keeping my freedom of movement. So for me, the Coda Tronca is a perfect helmet for my body shape. So for those of you who are a little bit taller than me, a longer tailed helmet like the Drone here may well be a better option. So most helmet brands invest a huge amount of time, energy and money into aerodynamics. But not just this, They invest it in cooling as well, and maximising cooling when you've got a completely closed shell and visored helmet like this is incredibly important. So Met tackles this on both helmets with 3 narrow vents placed on the front of each helmet. Now this condenses the airflow on the forehead while minimising the disturbance on aerodynamics. It then takes the air over your forehead and releases the hot air out the exhaust at the rear. So when it comes to ventilation, I've also got a cool pro tip for you. Hey, do you see what I did there? So a trick I used on those really hot days, and we're not going to be seeing any of them anytime soon, so don't be going trying this at home. But when it comes to the sweltering heat of the summer, if you want an extra 10-15 minutes of a cool head while you're time trialing, throw your helmet in a freezer bag, cool the material, and it'll give you relief from the heat for a good 10 to 15 minutes, and this will improve your performance massively. Hopefully this video has begun to explain how different grades and types of helmets balance ventilation, aerodynamics, and weight, creating fit-for-purpose products for time trialing, road racing, and just straight line speed. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you like this video, and if you've got any questions, give me a shout in the comment section below, and I'll get back to as many of you as I can. I'll catch you soon.